Hey people, this is the Broken Puppet, back with another video for today. This one is how to draw an old school lady face. Now it's very similar to the gentleman one I done last week. And this one's going to be the side view, and I'll do the 3/4 view next week. Talk you through the line work, shading, highlights, everything you want to know. So yeah, sure you're going to like it. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Right people, how to draw an old school lady face. Now it's going to be one like this one today. We'll do this one another day. So yeah, this type. High point, low point. Right, easiest way to do these, whenever you're doing a side profile one, similar to how I taught you with the man face. Draw yourself a box. Divide it into 4. So you have a rough shape kind of like that. Then what you want to do, curve the back, curve the front. Just as you always get towards this centre bit here, you want to curve this in a touch. And then you want to curve out inside the box like a little sort of, L shape. Just like that. And then just like another little L shape just on top of that. Another little L shape just on top of that. Curve in, and curve around the bottom line of the box. Now when you're curving it back, you want to curve this line back. And once you hit that line there, you just want to curve up. Around this bit here, you just do like a rough kind of oval shaped circle. That's what it is roughly going to go. So it comes back in here. Kind of curve down. Come through this kind of box area here, turn out, and so that's where the neck goes. And then about halfway through the neck here, you can curve down. I'm just going to do a curved line just come up here, just joining this. You can do other stuff here, you can do a clothes design. I'm just kind of cutting off the face shape here. And now where you got this line here, curve up. Roughly to that point where you curve the line here, inwards towards the nose. So about halfway this line, just line across. Line just across the centre bit. A line just a little bit lower, just there. And then you want to curve a line just a little bit inwards, just there, so you know where the eye ends. Now you can curve a line just a bit above that. And then just one big curve over the top. Coming back. Now this is all just the basic shapes. I'm going to show you more detail with the pen. This is just how you plot out where you put everything. So the L shape for the nose, L shape for the lips, curve, circle for the ear, curve around here, the lines for the face. Now where the eye bit is here, I'm going to make a curve coming down to where the nostril will be. So the nostril is going to be here. So you don't go too close to the nose front, just a little bit, and curve out. And that's roughly where the cheek's going to go. Little line there where the back part of the cheek could be. Now this is old school, so I'm going to go in with my Sharpie so I can get some nice thick bold lines. Because the old school always was pretty thick. So, real simple. I'm going to start off with, we just go basically around the outline we just done. But we're not going to go over the back because this is obviously where the hair's going to be. So we start with the forehead. Curve it in a touch, just like that. Curve it down. Now when you get to the edges, just curve it. So here for the nose, just a nice little curve. Just bring that line in, just for the nostril. Curve down to where the lip goes. And now when you get to the lip, you want to follow that same kind of curve you've done back. Just make the line a bit more curvy. Bring the line over the top to the point, so you got your top lip. And then when you've done that second L shape, bring in the curve for the bottom lip. Go around and make the chin, jawline, and then you got the eye. Now the eye, I'm going to make a nice kind of curvy shape here. Just going to bring it in, just like that. I'm just going to bring in some little eyelash lines, literally just lines just flicking off of it. Now you've got to remember it's old school, so you're stylising it, you're simplifying it. Just curving that line. Bringing the curve there. And now you don't want to do like a circle here, you know, for the pupil. You do a circle, it's just going to look kind of weird because at this angle it wouldn't be. So you just want to bring in a kind of like little sharp curve just there, like that. I'm just going to leave a little white dot on mine, just for the pupil bit. Little curve lines, just for the bottom of the eyelash. Line at the top, little line down, just for the overlap of the eye, and then the eyebrow. I like to start the eyebrow roughly around there, and coming back further than the eye. Now to make it this curve shape as well. Now you can make it one straight curve like that if you want. I like to make it kind of bend a little bit. Little flick there for the cheekbone. Put a little one there if you want, just for like the forehead shape. You can put one here as well for this cheek if you want, but I prefer to just shade this cheek in. And now we've done that, it's going to sketch in the hair shape. Now you see the one we've done here? We've got like a little side parting where the hair curves around. Now you can take any old 50s hairstyle, you know, if you go on Google or something, just look in old fashioned hairstyles and just try and work out how you can do it really simply. So obviously this one's going to have the side parting, so it's going to roughly work out where the side parting will be. So just sketching a little line here just so you get an idea. And we know this is where we want this side parting, this little gap here to be. So just bringing that little V shape. I'm not going to take it all the way back. I'm just going to make this nice and curvy. So a nice curve here. A little bit of bump at the back. And curve up. And now we don't take this line back here, but where this line would go is where we're going to make this bump in. See, just like that. And then this hair's going to curve like this, just like an S curve. So you're going to curve up past the forehead, come back just like that. I'm going to bring line around the outside. I'm just going to bring this back. Now I'm going to make 2 bumps here, I think. I'm going to bring 1 and then 2. We're going to put another little bit of hair here. Just going to do like some little curve here for a hair bit. You can do as much of this going down as you want. You know, I don't want too much low. I like just a little bit just here at the top. Just give a little bit of flair to the top of the ear, face. Now this one I'm going to have a touch put at the bottom of the ear. And I might have just a little kind of curve here like I like to put sometimes. So again, now it's going to go over in the pen. So start off with that V shape we said for the side parting. Just go around where we had that curve bit there. Bump it out. Bump in where the line would be. Bump up to there. Bump up around. Curve it in. Once you go there, you can just put in that last bit of the forehead. Now like here, I'm just going to wiggle this out, just flick. And maybe thicken up this one a touch. So one's a bit thicker than the other. And now we've done this, what I want is just to make parallel lines, just mimicking the line all the way across. So this curved line here, it's going to have go like that, and I'm just going to keep doing them. All the way across. Now what you can do, like here obviously where this bit, it's got this bump, you can then change direction if you wanted, like you can start from here now. Start going curved like this. And that just simply just shows you the difference in motion. Or you can keep the pattern going the exact same way, you know, it also looks really cool if you do it the same way. You don't have to change direction. Now if you do it and you kind of get lost where you're going to go to the bottom, just like curve it into the line. I know some people get in there, don't know, it's like, do I keep going round or what? Now once you get to the bottom, just curve it into the line. And just keep on going. So I said, you know, you don't always have to change the motion. Like here, I'm just carrying this line across, even though there's a bump. Just it still looks really cool. Sometimes it makes it look better, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on the actual kind of image you're doing. So here, I'm going to give her like a little bit of an earring, a bit of a squig line in the ear. Now this little bit of hair here, I'm literally just going to make like a little curl, and then just bring that line up, just around the edge. Real simple. Little earring just there, and then the neck. Just like that. Now you could do more. You could have like pearl, necklace going around and stuff. Get the extra bits, but that's the basic bit for the line work. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Now we've done that. Where the bloody hell did I put my damn rubber? That has disappeared. Okay. At this point I would normally rub it out, but I seem to have misplaced my rubber. God knows where I put that. Right, so yeah, just going to go into the face now. Just going to use flex markers for this. Real simple, just like we've done before. I'm going to bold in, line across in black on the hair. Bold line towards the bottom. Now for this top bit here, I'm going to split this line into two, because obviously I'm going to do this bump and this bump separate. So this one I'm going to start a slightly different direction. Well, I want that little gap in the middle going the same way, but make it quite clear that it's two separate bits. So like that. And then what you want to do is just keep working in your greys. If you use them like a pencil, just fade out. If you're using markers or watercolours, just work in your grey. So like here I'm going to use a dark grey, just over that black edge. I'm using a sideways motion because it just blends it out quite easy. And I'm just going to keep going lighter until it fades out. So just get a really nice, smooth, easy transition. Then into my lightest. I will add a little bit of a white highlight into this. If you're using white paper, you can just leave that little gap in there to make the white. Don't feel like you have to sort of go on brown paper or something like this. You can do the exact same effect on white paper. For this bit of hair, I'm going to kind of curve it with that wave. See the way the direction's gone? I want to really show that direction. So I'm just colouring that bit. So you see, we just did that little bit for the side parting. Now I'm going to make a couple of highlights here. So I'm going to leave a couple of gaps, rather than just the one big one. So we're going to have two nice big highlights. And just doing the exact same, just working in the greys and fading them out from dark to light. Pencil, just keep fading out until the pencil bit gets lighter. It's real basic shading. If you are using pencil load, I really recommend don't be afraid to go dark with your shading. Old school really requires a lot of dark shading. You want a lot of it pitch black and really quick transitions out. You don't want it to be too light. Don't just lightly sketch it in. That's a big mistake people make with old school. Black is a key part of the old school style. Then just my last transition. Just using that same sideward motion. Just a really easy way of getting that transition. Now for shadows, like I just said a second ago, don't be afraid to go dark. So like here, just on the neck, just going to put in some pitch black, just around the eye, a little pitch black. I'm going to go in with a really dark grey and quickly transition it out. So I'm not going to drag the shading too far. Give it a bit of the eye. And a little transition just going in there. So literally just the inside bit of the eye, we just kind of curve on the bottom and the top. Now this nose, I'm just going to curve around the bottom bit and just a little bit of an angle so you get like a little shadow from underneath the nose. Do the same thing just on that bottom lip. Just colour it in the lip a little bit. Can leave a little white gap just on the lip so you get like a little highlight, so it looks like she's wearing lipstick. And just around this hair bit I'm going to leave a shadow. So to begin with I'm just going to put it in bold, just kind of flowing with the shape and bending it just around some bits, so kind of curving it around the ear so you get a sense of it. A little bit shadow on the forehead. Just going to shade in that area, just there. I'm just going to put a little bit just here, just on this cheek bit, and a little bit in that line we just done there. I'm going to switch out to my lighter one. Stick a little bit of that in. A little bit around there. You're literally just fading out certain key bits. Some of these shadows, like the hair shadows, you can leave bold if you want. You don't necessarily have to shade them out. I'm just going to put a line just around the edge of this bit, just to give the shape, the head shape, like a sense of roundness. Just across this jaw, flicking up, bit under that ear. Flicking up this cheek shape. So you can see you're really just kind of taking the essentials of the face shape, breaking it down and just really showing off that old school vibe. So it looks like an old classic tattoo. And I really like these sort of things because it just kind of gives like a sense of a story to the tattoo. To the design. It looks vintage. You can kind of picture someone sort of telling you a story about it. As if it's telling you something. So just around the edge, just flicking around here. A little bit high on the cheek if you want. A little bit around the forehead bit just here if you want. You can do as much or as little as you want really. Now we've done that, I'm just going to put in a tattoo. Now at this point you can leave it kind of vintage like that. You can add extras. Let's see, we've done this one. Add a bit of tattoo, love underneath. It's always easy to do. If you want to do like a nice little bit of a script brine on that, just follow the shape of this neck bit here. And then do a line mimicking that underneath. And just keep the gap exactly the same, curving with it. And then this is the gap to put your lettering in. So I'll just put on that last one, just straight line, cross up, a little bit there. O, V, E. Now the old school lettering is really kind of basic, it's got like lines, you can have a little curved bit, and you generally get like a little flick going through the centre. I have actually got an old school lettering, which, font for Photoshop and any other program online that I'm going to be coming out soon. You're about to download that from my Etsy shop, so if you want that, just to save a bit of time, you should better get that pretty soon. Always make it quite bold as well, the old school lettering. You can take your time with it. I'm kind of rushing mine. Usually I take a lot more time with my lettering. Just like basic kind of love there. You can add some extra tattoo bits. But for now I'm going to put the highlights in now. So I'm just going to get a white pencil for this. Like I said, if you're using white paper, just leave these areas white. Just going to put a line through those highlights, that centre bit, just there. And just around certain edges, like here, just on the forehead bit, around the nose here, and just any kind of bit you just want to bring out, give a little bit of life to. So a little line up here, just away from the edge, just up the centre of the nose. Nice little circle bit in that eye. A little gap in there. Lip on the cheek maybe, the lip, the chin. A little bit just on the cheek. You know, sometimes it's nice to make one bold bit, like the earring or something, just really stands out. Bit around the hair if you want that to make stand out a touch. You know, just any area you really want to kind of make a bit more bold. Jawline if you like. Little line there. So just literally just any bit you want to really kind of show off a bit more. And now we've done that, I'm just going to add a little couple of tattoos. You know, just like we done this one. I've done like 13 on the neck with some flowers. A little cross around the eye. Now you can really do what you want with it. This one's going to add a diamond maybe. Just a line across. 3 triangles. Line up to each one of those points. Line across. Little sparkly bits around the outside. And just 13 under the eye. Now you can add extras around the outside like I've done before on other ones. Now you can add little flowers or bits. You know, you can always do the quick, easy, simple fading leaf effect. So literally just shut down a couple of leaf bits and just put them kind of around the place. Little flicky bits here and there if you want. Nothing too major, sometimes it's just nice to give it a touch, bit of a background. You know, you can always put more of an angle, so you could do it that sort of drawing angle. You know, if you want to do it at an angle, all you got to do is just draw the initial box at the angle and draw it in the box at the angle. Real simple, but yeah, that's how to draw an old school lady face from the side angle. I'll teach you this one next. You know, but yeah, you can see from this one, like very similar. You know, just slight changes you can make. You know, change the hairstyle. You know, you don't have the ear showing if you don't want to. You can make the eye a bit wider. You can do a line, then do the black bit in the middle, and then grey around the outside of the eye. You know, rather than blacking it in like I've done on that one. Depending on the style you want. You know, the lips are a bit more fuller on this one. Put a little highlight across the top if you want. You know, make a bit more of a curvy hair. You know, little slight changes can just make the world of difference. You know, so really just try and make it your own. Just kind of take little bits, go with the shape, and just work on your curves. You know, like really smooth curves, but just really kind of make it as feminine and sort of like, you know, and as smooth and simple as possible. You know, you see a certain feature you like, you know, just kind of think, how can you break this down to one nice smooth line? Like doing the hand, you know, nice smooth line for the thumb. It might not make sense in like, you know, realistic way, but as long as it looks good, that's all that matters. So yeah, got that one, that one. I hope that helps. And the Broken Puppet. Check out my videos, subscribe. Yada yada yada. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.